The moment the video began, the entire internet froze. Fans who had spent weeks arguing, fighting, speculating and dragging names through chaos suddenly held their breath as Wang appeared on screen. But this time he was not smiling for a photo shoot. He was not acting for a drama. He was not performing for entertainment. His eyes were tired. His voice was unsteady. And the atmosphere around him felt so heavy that even viewers behind their screens could feel the weight pressing on their hearts. Before he could speak a single word, the chat section erupted with comments flying faster than they could be read. People begged for truth. Others begged for clarity. Some demanded answers. Some asked if he would finally defend Shinyu. The intensity was overwhelming. But Dylan did not flinch. He inhaled deeply, then looked straight into the camera with a sincerity that sent chills through the entire fanbase. If you truly care about the truth, please stay with me until the end. And if you support us, please subscribe and follow, because the real story starts now. That was the hook that silenced millions instantly. Dylan clasped his hands together and lowered his gaze for a moment, as though gathering strength for what he was about to reveal. The room around him was quiet. Only a single lamp illuminated his face, casting soft shadows along the walls. The air felt thick. This was not a statement for publicity. This was not damage control. This was raw emotion breaking through carefully built walls. For weeks rumors had twisted every interaction between him and Shinyu. They had been accused of hiding secret meetings. Of fighting behind the scenes. Of ending their friendship entirely. Worst of all, people claimed Shinyu had betrayed him and caused problems during their past projects. Dylan lifted his head. I need you to understand something. None of those rumors are true. None of them. His voice trembled. Not from fear. But from exhaustion. Let me tell you when this all began. I tried to stay quiet. I tried to ignore it. But when I saw how badly Shinyu was getting hurt, when I saw the hate she received when she did nothing wrong, I could not stay silent anymore. The camera zoomed in slightly. His eyes glistened. It started one night when the rumor first exploded. I was in my living room reading messages from the production team. Everything suddenly shifted when my phone kept vibrating with alerts from social media. I saw her name trending with accusations that made no sense. Something about her refusing to work with me. Something about her spreading lies. Something about her taking credit for things she never took credit for. Dylan paused and looked away, as if replaying that painful night in his mind. I called her immediately. I still remember her voice. She was trying to sound strong, but her voice cracked after a few seconds. She asked me why people thought she hurt me. She asked if I was upset with her. She asked if she had done something wrong without knowing. I told her that none of it was real. I told her she had done absolutely nothing wrong. He clenched his jaw gently, as if holding back more emotion. But despite that reassurance, the rumors kept growing. I saw her face changing day by day. She tried to keep smiling during shoots. She tried to joke around like always. But her eyes were different. The spark was fading. She carried something heavy on her shoulders. Something she should never have carried. He leaned back slightly and rubbed his forehead. One day after filming, she stayed behind in the studio. She sat alone in the empty rehearsal room. I found her there staring at the ground quietly. When I asked if she was all right, she finally broke. She told me she felt like she had caused trouble for everyone. She said she wished she had never spoken publicly at all. She said she felt like she was ruining my reputation. Dylan shook his head slowly. And it broke me inside. Because the truth is the opposite. He leaned forward again, his voice dropping to a soft emotional tone. Shinyu has never harmed me. She has never betrayed me. She has never done anything against me. She is one of the most genuine people I have ever worked with. She has supported me countless times even when no one noticed. She has defended me even when she was the one hurting. She is my friend. A real friend. And she does not deserve the storm she has been thrown into. The live chat section flooded with crying emojis and thousands of messages pleading for more details. Dylan continued. There is something else I need to say. Something I should have said long ago. The room grew still. The viewers leaned closer to their screens instinctively. His voice softened. The day all this chaos began, she came to me with something she had been keeping inside. Not a secret. Not anything dramatic. She told me she was tired. She said she had not slept well in months. She said she felt she was disappointing people. She said she felt alone even when surrounded by cameras and staff. She asked me how I managed to stay strong. And I told her the truth. I did not. I only pretended. His voice cracked for the first time. I should have protected her more. I should have spoken earlier. I should have stepped in when the rumors began. But I stayed silent thinking it would blow over. I regret that silence more than anything. He wiped his face with his sleeve. Then looked into the camera with a determined expression. So let me say it clearly. Shinyu is not the villain of the story. She is not the cause of any drama. She has done nothing wrong. If anyone wants to blame someone, blame the rumor creators. Blame the lies. But do not blame her. Not anymore. Suddenly a staff member behind the camera gestured that the stream had passed 10 million viewers. Dylan blinked in disbelief. His confession was spreading like a storm. He took a final breath. I hope this reaches her. Shinyu, if you are watching this, I am sorry for staying silent. I am sorry for letting you carry all of this alone. You deserve peace. You deserve respect. And I hope the world finally sees the truth now. He leaned closer and whispered with a shaky voice. Please stop hurting her. Enough is enough. The video ended. But the world did not. Immediately social media erupted with support for Shinyu. Fans who had attacked her without evidence began apologizing publicly. Major media outlets picked up Dylan's confession and called it one of the most emotional celebrity statements of the year. Within minutes, Shinyu herself posted a soft message thanking everyone for understanding. She did not blame anyone. She did not mention the pain she went through. She simply wished for kindness. Dylan saw her message. He smiled weakly. And for the first time in a long time he felt peace. In the days that followed, the situation changed dramatically. The hate faded. The warmth returned. And the bond between Dylan and Shinyu grew even stronger, not because of drama but because of honesty, trust, and the courage to speak when it mattered most. Their story was no longer one filled with rumors. It became a story of loyalty. A story of healing. A story of two people who refused to let lies break them. And the world loved them more for it. The room was quiet when the recording lights came back on. Part 1 had ended with Dylan standing alone, staring at the floor, unable to hold in the storm inside him. But Part 2 begins with something no one expected. A silence so heavy it feels like the walls themselves are listening. Dylan raises his head slowly. His eyes are red. His voice breaks as he finally continues. He says softly that he has carried this truth for a very long time and that every rumor that destroyed his peace had also destroyed hers. He says Shinyu did not deserve the things she was accused of and that he kept quiet because he thought silence would protect her. But instead silence became a weapon that hurt them both. He steps forward. His hand shakes slightly. His breathing is uneven. He begins explaining how everything started months ago when a small mistake on set spiraled into dramatic assumptions. The moment he walked out of that rehearsal room, a reporter snapped a picture of him looking angry. What the world did not see was that he had been arguing with his manager on the phone about his schedule. Not with Shinyu. But the photo was enough to spark countless stories. Stories that claimed he blamed Shinyu for everything. Standing in the center of the room, he continues slowly. He says the rumor that hurt him the most was the one that claimed he pushed Shinyu away during a late-night shoot. He closes his eyes and whispers that the truth was the complete opposite. That night he had gone after her when she walked off set because she was overwhelmed. He followed her to the hallway and he held her shoulders while she cried quietly. He stayed with her until she calmed down. Then he helped her rehearse the scene again. He explains all this with a voice that trembles despite how hard he tries to hold it steady. The camera moves closer. The lights dim slightly. His tears appear again. He wipes them away quickly but they keep falling. Then the door behind him opens. Shinyu enters. The entire room freezes. The crew stops breathing. Dylan turns around slowly as if he is scared that she might not be real. Shinyu steps forward with a calm expression that hides thousands of emotions. She is holding a thin stack of papers. She looks at Dylan and then at the camera before whispering that she needs to speak too. Shinyu walks to the same spot where Dylan had been standing moments earlier. She says she heard every word he said. She says she never expected him to defend her with such honesty. Then her voice cracks and she confesses her own truth. She says she had been scared to speak because she thought her words would make everything worse. She believed people would think she was trying to hide something. So she chose silence. But she regrets that silence every day. She reveals the papers in her hand. They are printed screenshots of comments. Thousands of them. All attacking her. She explains that she used to read them every morning before filming because she thought she needed to understand how people felt. But the more she read, the more she broke inside. She steps closer to Dylan and looks him directly in the eye. There is no anger in her gaze. Only exhaustion and a soft sadness. She says quietly that she never wanted him to carry this alone. She never wanted him to feel like he had to protect her while she remained silent in the shadows. Dylan steps toward her quickly. He shakes his head as tears fall again. He tells her she never owed him anything. He says her silence was never the problem. The problem was the world that refused to see the truth. Then something happens that stops the entire crew. Shinyu reaches out and takes his hand. There is a long silence. Neither of them speaks. It is a moment filled with everything they were never able to say. A moment so heavy that even the camera operator wipes his eyes. Finally Shinyu turns back to the camera. She speaks with strength now. She says she and Dylan have always respected each other deeply. That everything the world assumed was wrong. That every story was twisted. She says she has nothing to hide. Then she says something no one saw coming. She says Dylan has always protected her and now it is her turn to protect him. She says the rumors have gone on long enough. She says the world needs to stop searching for drama where there is none. She says the truth is simple. They are not enemies. They were never enemies. They are friends who trust each other with their hearts. The room is silent again. Dylan closes his eyes and breathes out as if he has been carrying a mountain on his shoulders. He looks at Shinyu with gratitude that words cannot describe. Then he turns to the camera one final time. This is the moment of the emotional ending. His voice is steady now. Strong. He says the final truth is this. He never once blamed Shinyu for anything. He never once held anger toward her. Every rumor was built on misinterpretation. And now he wants the world to hear it clearly from him. Shinyu deserves respect. She deserves peace. She deserves to be seen for the amazing person she truly is. Shinyu squeezes his hand. He squeezes back. The camera zooms in slowly. The emotional weight is overwhelming. The room feels warm now. Like everything has finally settled. Then Dylan gives the final line of the entire confession. He says gently that the truth is clear now. They have forgiven the world for misunderstanding them. And they hope the world can forgive itself too. As the camera fades to black, Shinyu whispers something that becomes the final echo of the entire video. She says we are not what the world calls us. We are what we know ourselves to be.